I will start Visual Studio Code. I will go to open a folder. Okay, so first I have to select a folder where I want to create my project. Okay, so let's suppose this is my folder where I want to create. So I will first create a new folder. Let's say my project. Okay, so I've just created a random folder and select the folder. Okay, so now Visual Studio Code opens it for you. Okay, so now this is my folder. Now inside this folder, you can see there is nothing. So now I will first add a new file. Let's say index.html. Okay, so I've added this file, added some code. Okay, done. So I have done. I have created a project. So today what I'm showing you is slightly different than yesterday's. So yesterday what we did is we first created a blank repository and then we added the code. Okay, so today I'm showing you the other way around so that you know both the methods. So let's suppose you already have a project ready. Okay, so or not ready, but at least some part of the code is ready. So like in my case, so my index.html page is ready. Okay, so now I realized ki I want this in Git. Okay, so I did not have Git, so now I realized I want it in Git. So what to do? So now what you do is you can either go to the folder and open command prompt. Okay, so command prompt method I've shown you yesterday. So you just have to open command prompt and go to that folder and then run all the commands that I've shown you. Okay, or else a shortcut method is, or a better method is to open the terminal within the Visual Studio Code itself. Okay, so for that, just press Control and the tilde symbol in your keyboard, that is below escape sign. Okay, so when you do that, this thing opens. Okay, so that is basically your terminal, integrated terminal. This is called as the integrated terminal. That means the terminal which is already there in your Visual Studio Code. Okay, now this is very a nice feature of Visual Studio Code, so you can directly run the commands here itself. Okay, so the first thing that I will do is, now this is all Git. Okay, so that what I'm doing right now will be all Git. Okay, so first step is I will try to run Git status and just to check, verify whether it is a Git repository or not, and it should say fatal, not a Git repository. Obviously, because I have just created this folder, it is not a Git repository. So the first step is to create a Git repository. Okay, so let me just yeah. So first step is to create the Git repository. So for that, the command is git init, and because I want to create a repository in the current folder only, so I will put dot. Okay, if you want to create a repository in a different folder or inside a subfolder, then you can write the folder name over here. But because I want to create it over here itself, I am putting dot, and it will say a Git repository has been initialized. So now it is a Git repository. Okay, so now if I run that previous command git status, it will show that it is a Git repository. The fatal message is gone now. Okay, and now the second thing that Git status is showing is there is an untracked files. Okay, that means that you have created some file, but it is not in Git. Okay, that is what this is saying. So immediately what it should do, the best part about Git status is it also tells you what command to run next. Okay, so it also gives you a little hint. So from here itself, we can decide if we want to, if the changes are proper, we can do git add first. Okay, so git add sends the file to the staging area. Okay, so the staging area is done. Now I will do git commit -m. Okay, and I can give any message. Okay, so a new file created. Okay, so I just gave some message and my first commit is done. Okay, so if I do git status again, you will see this is the line that I want. Nothing to commit, working tree clean. Okay, so perfect. So my commit is done. And now what I can do is I can run another command, git log. Okay, so git log shows me what all commits have been done. Okay, so it shows me that there is one commit. Okay, the message is new file created. Who did it? Okay, I did it. Then at what time I did it? Okay, so all these things git log is telling me. Okay, now this git log is a bit too detailed. You can do git log with one line also. So git log dash dash one line. So this is my favorite way of using git log, because it shows me only what is important. Okay, so it shows me only the commits with the commit message, nothing else. Okay, so the rest of the things, that is not included. Okay, so this is a better way of looking at it when you have lots of commits. Okay, so now quickly let's do some more changes to our code. Okay, so let's say,
Sir,
yeah,
sir, please can you just increase the font size?
और बड़ा करूं,
Sir, well,
ये ठीक है.
yes.
Okay, so now I will change some okay, so I've added a code, a simple h1 tag. Now I will again do git add, git commit. Okay, so title added. Okay, so if I do git log again, you will see now I have two commits. Okay, one commit is the old commit, and this is the recent commit. Okay, so now let's do one more change. Let's say paragraph. Okay, so okay, so I've just added hello Rizvi College, and I will like to add a comma also. Okay, in hello, right? So now again, if I do git status, so git status shows me what all things is happening currently. Okay, so it will show that index.html file is modified. Okay, so do you want to save it? Okay, so to save it, I will do git add and git commit. Okay, so I will say uh, college name added. Okay, so that I have now three commits. Okay, so let's check whether we have three commits. Okay, so now we have three commits. Okay, perfect. So now we have three commits. So any doubt still here, whatever we have done?
No, sir.
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so now let's do we did one more command, that is diff command. Okay, so let's see what is that diff command. So let's do git diff. Okay, so yeah, I want to see what did I do in this particular part. Okay, so what exactly did I do in this particular version, or with this particular commit, what changes have been done. Okay, so if I just write git diff directly, it will show whatever is the current git diff. Okay, so if I run right now, because everything is committed, there is no difference. Okay, so there is no changes because nothing has changed. Okay, so let me show you. So if I change something, let's say okay, I just changed the title of the page. Okay, so now if I do git diff, only git diff, you will see the title has changed. Okay, so it's saying this particular line is removed and this particular line is added. Okay, so plus minus se wo pata chala, right? So now this is want, if you don't want that. Okay, so let me do git log again. Okay, so this is my git log. So here you can see three commits. And if you want to find out what did I exactly do at this place, okay, so at this commit, what did I do? Okay, so for that, you can just do git diff and copy this hex code and paste it over here. Okay, so that shows you key what is the current status of the file and what was it before. Okay, so what has changed before. Okay, so when the file was in that condition, at that time what has changed with respect to current. Okay, so that is what this particular, so basically this shows us a lot of things. So whenever you want, so whenever you write a code and you go to a place where you have written a lot of code, now something has gone wrong and you want to come back, but you're not sure to which place you want to come back. Okay, so what you can do is you can first do git diff and find out where your code is going correct, and then you can go back. Okay, now how to go back, that is the next topic that we are going to see. Okay, so I hope till here everything is clear. Let's move on to our slides. Okay, so till here we have seen. Now let's move on to the next part. So there is one more option also. So you can do two commit IDs. Okay, so you in git diff you can do you can give two commit IDs. So if you do two commit IDs, then difference between both of them will be shown. Okay, so like that you can find out what is the difference between any of the commits. Okay, so now let's move on to today's topic, that is git checkout first. Okay, so what is git checkout? So git checkout is very important, and most of the times we will be using this to shift branches. Okay, so basically there are multiple uses of git checkout. The git checkout commit has lots of uses. One use is when we reach the branching part. So that is the third slide from here. So at that time git checkout will be very helpful. Okay, but before going to that particular part, I would like to show you another very important use of git checkout. Okay, so git checkout, other than those things, other than that, there are two other uses. Other than shifting to branches, there are two other uses of git checkout. So let me show you what are those uses. Okay, so let me do git log one line. Okay, so after running git log one line, you can see all the commits that I have made. Okay, so now let's suppose you want to go to this particular commit. Okay, so you want to go to this particular commit. Okay, you don't want to actually go to that particular commit. You're not shifting your code, but you just want to see what was there in that particular code. Okay, so basically you want to change your, you want to go in past. Just think it like this. Okay, so it is like a time machine. Okay, so you just run this command git checkout, and you can go to the past, and you can go to the any state wherever you want. Okay, so the way you use it is you just do git checkout. Okay, and you just specify the hex code where you want to go. Okay, so let's suppose I want to go to this particular commit. Okay, so I will just copy this and I will paste it over here. And okay, so I think I have done some changes. Let me do git status. Yeah, so whenever you do git checkout, you should see to it that you are on a clean slate. Okay, so you cannot do git checkout unless you are you get that no working tree clean. That message has to be there. Okay, so I can do git add. Okay, and then git commit -m. So let's say, oh, I just add changed title. Okay, so now if I do git log once again, so now I have 4 commits. Okay, so this is was the right place to use git stash. Okay, so yesterday somebody asked about git stash. So this is the place where you can do git stash. Okay, so git stash, what it does is it saves the things temporarily till you come back to that particular place. Okay, so that also you can use, but that is out of the scope of this particular small workshop, because that is a bit advanced concept. Okay, so now let's say I want to do checkout. Okay, so I want to do checkout and I want to go to this particular place. Okay, so title added, that repository, sorry, that commit I want to go. Okay, so if I do git checkout and the ID of that particular commit and press enter, so it tells me, okay, so it is now at that particular what do you say commit. Okay, so now let me do git log again, and you can see right now I am at this particular what do you say commit history. Okay, so I've come down now and I am at this particular place. Okay, and if you look at my code, if you look at my code, you will see that code has also been updated. If you remember, I had added a comma and I have added a paragraph also. So now I am at this particular stage. Okay, so you can actually go to any particular commit wherever you like, wherever you want to go. Okay, so that is how you can do it. Now let me just do all. Okay, okay, so now you can now this is one more flag that I did not show you yesterday, is the all one. Okay, so the all, so what happened is when I did git checkout, it came back. Okay, so it went into the past. Now what git does is whenever you go back past, so all the futures are hidden. Okay, so that's why if I do only git log, so you will see that it is showing only two commits. So where are the remaining two commits? So we went two steps back, right? So the other two commits that were in the future, they are gone now. Okay, so to get that back, that is why the all flag is to be added. Okay, so now you can see these are my all my commits. But now here one thing to note over here is there are two things. Yesterday I did not explain you this part. I told you I will explain it later, but this is where it comes into picture. Okay, so if you look at the previous git status or git log, let me see if I can. Yeah, so here you can see, let me just maximize it. So here you can see this is before going back. Okay, before going back, you can see the head and the master, they are at the same commit. Okay, now when I go back, when I actually go back two steps, your head is actually going back. Okay, but your main branch is there only. Okay, so it is just like you are just moving around, but your main branches or main the actual past actual location of your code is there only. Okay, so you are not coming back, actually you are just browsing back just to check what was the code. Okay, so if you come down, you can see the difference. Okay, so after doing checkout, this is your master, right? So the title, change title, this is where your actual final stage of your code is. Okay, but you are right now over here, head. Okay, so this is how uh, you can browse your code at any point of time. Okay, so now if you want, you can go back to the main code. Okay, so to go back to the main code, you can again do git checkout. Okay, so I can do git checkout, and either I can do this hex code. Okay, because this is where I want to go. So either I can do git this hex code, or I can put the name of the branch. Okay, so now this is called the branch name. Now what is a branch, we will see a little later, but I usually put the branch name to go back to my actual code. Okay, so if I do that, now I am back to my main branch. So if I do now git log, you will see now my head is with my master. Okay, so your head and master should be always together. Okay, so if whenever you do git checkout, you are just going somewhere else just to see what was the code over there. Okay, that does not mean that you can change the code over there. If you change the code over there, it will create a problem. Then you will have to commit and then merge back to the main. Okay, so it is a very tedious task. So it's better that you for resetting, there are other options that we will see. But whenever you want to do browse to different location, you can use git checkout. Okay, so this is one option or one use of git checkout, to browse around from one commit to another commit. Okay, second git checkout feature is a very important feature. Is, let's suppose, okay, so right now you can see I am back to my original code. I have my name college, I have hello comma and Rizvi college is mentioned, everything is perfect. Now what I want is, these are my 4 commits, right? Now what I want is, I want to have the file which was there at this particular commit. Okay, I want to just recover one file. I don't want to go over there. I just want to bring back that file. Okay. So for that, the code is very simple. Git checkout. Okay. Again, git checkout is going to help us out over here. So git checkout, then give the name of, sorry, hex code of from where you want to get the code. Okay. So I want to get the code from this particular commit. Okay, so this commit I want, whatever was there in this commit, I want that code. So I will paste this commit, and then which file do you want? Okay, so I want a particular file. So the file name is index.html. Okay, so after that, if I press enter, you will see that my original document is being recovered. Okay, so if you remember, in my fourth commit, I have changed this to college. Okay, so now it is back. Now document is back, right? So by doing git checkout, you can actually bring back whatever file you have in the previous commit. Only the file is brought back. The head is not changing. Okay, so let me show you git log, and git log will help you to see what is happening. Okay, so when you do only git checkout and a file name, you're not changing the head. Okay, so your head is there only, but what you are bringing the file to you. Okay, and if you run git checkout on pure git checkout, then it will move the head. Okay, so moving the head is little because by chance if you change the code when you move the head, then it will create a problem. Okay, so it's better like this. So you can recover any file you want whenever you want, just by running this command. Okay, so this is another way of getting your history back. Okay, so we can get any file from any of the commits whenever you want. Okay, so then next, let's go to, so the other versions of git checkout we will see when we learn about branches. Okay, so at the time of branches we will see about this. Okay, so let's move on to the next part, that is how to undo changes. Okay, so now this is the most important feature, that is how to if we do some mistake, then how to undo it. Okay, so there are multiple places where mistakes can happen, and it is possible that the mistakes can happen in a local computer, as well as mistakes can happen in the remote computer. Okay, that means you have done a mistake, and then you didn't realize that you have done a mistake. You have pushed the data to the server, that is to GitHub. Okay, for example, and then you realize that you have done a mistake. Okay, so then how to undo it? Okay, so now doing um, undoing after, once it is committed to the server, is a little bit difficult, I would say, because you have to use a different command. Plus what happens is, when you once you push your commits to the server, it is possible that your friends have also pulled it. Okay, and they also have the wrong code. Okay, so that is possible. So that's why it is better that you do not delete the history when you do git reset. Okay, so I will show you what are those commands, and there are two ways of undoing. So whenever you do undo, so there will be two ways. One way is using the git reset command. Okay, so one way of doing undo is git reset command, and another way of doing undo is git revert command. Okay, now both of them are very important, and uh, uh, the applications of both of them are slightly different. Okay, I will explain you when to use which one. Okay, so let's move on to the first one, that is git reset. Okay, so when do we use git reset? Okay, so let's suppose first let's clear everything. Okay, and let me say, let me do, let's say Shibu. Okay, so I've added my name. Okay, so now if I do git status, you can see uh, there are some changes that is happened. Okay, so something is modified, something is not yet committed, vagera vagera. Okay, so everything is fine. Now what I want to do is I want to undo whatever I have done. Okay, so I have not yet committed, so let me just first commit it. So I want to show you both the methods. So let's commit this because there is some modified changes. So let's say fifth commit. Okay, okay, so now I will change this to, okay, Shiburaj. Okay, so now if I do git status, so you will see that right now my file is modified. Okay, so this file is been modified, and we obviously know that I have added Raj at the end, right? So this we know because we have just done it. But when you do the live programming, you may need not know what you have changed because there may be so many files, right? So obviously, then what will be the way to find out what has changed? Which command should I use to find out whether something has changed or not?
Get diff.
Stage.
Yes, so I will just do git diff and find out. Okay, so clearly it is visible that this has changed. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is fine. But now what I want is I don't want this change. Okay, so I realize that oh no, this change need not be there. Okay, so I don't want this change to be done. So how to undo the change? Okay, so it's very simple to undo a change which is not yet committed. Okay, so if you have not yet committed a particular change, then you can simply do git checkout and the file name. Okay, so the file name is index.html. Okay, so if you do this, you will see that my original file is back. Okay, so now it is back to document. So whatever changes I do, it is gone. Okay, so this is one way of undoing it if you have not yet committed it. Okay, so when to use git checkout and this name? Whenever you have not committed your changes. Okay, committed and not staged in both the cases. Okay, so staging bhi nahi hona chahiye. Okay, so in both of the things should not be there. Matlab git add bhi nahi kiya aapne. Okay, so you have not done git add, you are not done git commit, then you can do git checkout. Okay, so basically this is what I normally use, because see what happens is when you keep on writing the code, then you test the code. Okay, so whenever I'm implementing new features, so I write the code and I test it, and if something doesn't work, I simply do git checkout. Okay, because मैंने commit ही नहीं किया अभी तक, so I can do git checkout and recover everything. Okay, so if you, so this will undo only one file. Okay, this is one thing to note, this will undo only one file. But if you want to undo all the files that have been changed, then you can do git checkout and dot. Okay, so that also does the same thing. Okay, so now this is fine, but what if I want to undo a change which is already staged? Okay, so which is already staged or which is already committed. Okay, so something which is already committed, how to undo it? Okay, so very simple. So let me commit this out. So git so let me first do git status. Okay, so nothing to commit, everything working tree is clean. Let me do git log, one line. Okay, so you will see that I have 5 commits. Okay, so I don't want this commit. Okay, so I don't want this commit, I want to go back a step. Okay, so I did some project work, I completed that task, I committed it, then I went to the next step, and then I realized something has went wrong. Now I want to go back. Okay, so whatever I did, it is wrong, I have to go one step or two step back. If that is what you want to do, then that means the things are committed. Now it is there inside Git. Okay, so now Git checkout is not going to help you. Okay, so now what you have to do is there is another command which is called as git reset. Okay, so git reset can help you in this case, whether it is in staging area or if it is committed. Okay, so if it is in staging area, it will unstage it. Okay, so you can just do git reset and to which place you want to go. Okay, so let's say I want to go back one step. Okay, I want to go back one step. So whichever step you want to go back, you can just take the hex code of that particular step and you can put it over here. That is one option. Or else there is a simple trick that is called as, if you there is a head variable. Okay, so that head variable stores this value. Okay, so this is the head, right? So you can directly use the head variable, and to that you can say how many steps you want to go back. Okay, so this is a tilde symbol. Okay, so use the tilde symbol and you can say go back one step. Okay, so head, it you can think of it as -1. Okay, so it is not minus, it is a tilde symbol. So head tilde 1. So this will go back one step. Okay, so if I run this, you can see now it has went back one step, and this is right now it is not clear what exactly has happened, but if I do git log, then it will be clearly visible what has happened. Okay, can you see what has happened previously? Let me just make it a little bigger. So you can see previously I had 5 commits, right? And after doing git reset head ahead of 1, so it went back one step, and now you see how many commits are there. There are only 2 commits, sorry, 4 commits. That means the top one is gone now. Okay, so I am going back one commit. Okay, so this is how you can go back one commit. But this, what you have done is a soft reset. Okay, so this is called as a soft reset. What do I mean by soft reset? Okay, so soft reset means, so to understand this, so the question is, what happened to this commit? Was the files that whatever changes I did, was that was that deleted, or is it still there? Okay, so when I go back one step, so this commit is gone now. Okay, so this commit is gone, but where are the contents? Okay, so that is the best part when you do git reset. Okay, so when you do git reset, this is a soft reset. Okay, so there is another version that is called hard reset. So I will tell you what will happen when you do hard reset. Okay, so when you do soft reset, to understand what has happened, I will do git status and you will see what exactly has happened. Okay, so when you do git status, what it does is it is not deleting the commit. Okay, so one thing to understand is, sorry, it is deleting the commit, but it is not deleting the changes. Okay, it is not deleting the changes. Changes is there, but in an unstaged state. Okay, so it is not in the committed stage. Okay, so if you remember, whenever you write the code, it is in the unstaged state. Okay, then you do git add and then you do git commit, then only it goes into commit, right? So when you do git reset soft, okay, when you do git reset soft, it does a unstaging of the commit. It doesn't delete the files. Okay, so you can see it is there. Okay, and all my contents are still intact. Okay, so whatever contents were there, it is still there. Okay, so ye jo title tha wo sab hai, right? But it is in the modified state. So now I can do the changes and then commit again. Okay, so that is what I can do, right? So this is called as soft reset. So one thing to remember, whenever you do soft reset, it goes back, but whatever changes was done in the previous commit, that is not deleted. It is there, but in an unstaged state. So you have to change it and commit again. Okay, now what happens when you do git reset hard? When you do hard reset, even the changes are deleted. Okay, it is very dangerous. Okay, so अगर गलती से आपने git reset hard कर दिया, so whatever changes you have done till that time, that will be removed permanently. Okay, so see to it that whenever you do git reset hard, okay, so hard कैसे करते वो भी दिखाता हूं मैं. So if you want to do git reset hard, you just have to specify a flag called hard. Okay, that's it. And after that you can give the commit. Okay, commit id. Okay, so either you can do commit id or you can say head go back one step. Okay, so right now I am at fourth commit, right? So if I run this command, it should come to third commit. Okay, so let's see if that works. So if I run this, so now you can see my head is at this particular stage. Okay, and if I do git status, so my working tree is also clean. Okay, that means what? Everything is gone now. Okay, so whatever changes I did, all those things are now deleted. Okay, so now those changes are not there. And if I do now git log one line, you will see that now only three what do you say, three commits are there, the two commits are gone. Okay, so that is the difference between git reset soft and git reset hard. Okay, so hard you have to take care that you don't use it often unless आपने कुछ ज्यादा ही गड़बड़ कर दिया है and you are sure that you will never be needing that code again, then you can do git reset hard. Okay, okay, so is it clear? Any doubts?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, what if we do git reset soft 2 steps back? So do we have to do it twice?
No, you can do two. Okay, so the tilde symbol 2 3 4 5 till 5 you can do. Okay, above that I would say don't do it, and I think it will not take also. Okay, so there are other options for doing git reset beyond that. Okay, so that I will show you next. Okay, so now any other queries?
सर अभी गिट सॉफ्ट किया अपन ने, तो वापस उस कोड को लाना रहेगा, तो फिर क्या करने का?
वो कोड जाता ही नहीं है, वो उधर ही रहेगा. It is in the unstaged state. The code is there. You just have to change the code and commit it. That's it. Code गया ही नहीं है, वही बता रहा हूं मैं. The code is still there.
Okay, sir.
When you do hard na, then code goes away.
Sir, there is one query. Can I?
Yes, yes.
What is the difference between main branch and master branch? When I tried git, instead of master, I used to get main.
Yeah, so GitHub has recently changed the default branch to main. I don't know why, but previously all these providers, the first branch that we start was master. Okay, but GitHub has changed it to main now. So it's just a matter of name. That's it. Okay, so whenever you use GitHub as your central repository, you have to use main instead of master. That's the only thing you have to take care. Or else you can create your own master branch also. That is not a big thing.
Sir, there is one query.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, is Git Git safe because there was not password creation or verification process?
When
Git is safe.
Git has nothing to do with safety. Okay, so the safety part, because it is on a local system. If you think your local system is unsafe, then Git is unsafe. But if you think your local system is safe, then Git has no problem, right? The safety comes when you upload your code to the remote repository, that is GitHub. Okay, so when you upload the code to GitHub or Bitbucket, at that time it will ask username password. Okay, till that time no username password is required because everything is on the local system.
Sir, same students ask, sir, if I want to hard reset to all commit at once, how can I do it?
You can just do head and 5. Okay, so if you want to do go back 5 steps, you can do head tilde 5. Okay, that will go back 5 steps. But I would not say, I will not encourage you to do that. I will tell you why. Okay, so let's say you are um, let's say this is your commit, okay, C, and you have done another commit C2. Okay, so this is C1, C2, then another commit C3, okay, and then finally C4. Okay, there are 4 commits. Now if you think of doing git reset hard and you coming 2 steps back, okay, so this is fine, absolutely fine, you can easily do it. There is no problem. Okay, so problem comes when after committing you also do push. Okay, so let's say you push this to the server, so now it is there in GitHub. Okay, similarly you pushed this, you pushed this, and you pushed this. Okay, after pushing, after that, if you do if you want to go back, that is a big issue. Okay, so like if you have seen the Avengers movie, there that time lady says that you should not change the time by going past. So that is what is happening over here in Git also. Once you push the contents to the server, then you should not change that timeline. Okay, so then you should not go back, because what will happen if you go back, because you are going back but your server is still on the future side. Okay, so you will not be able to then push your data to the server. Okay, that will create a big issue. So that's why you should never do git reset hard once you have pushed your data to the server. Okay, so let's suppose, let me just take another example. So then when can I do git reset hard? Okay, so it is very simple. So let's suppose I have pushed this to the server, that is GitHub. I have pushed it. Okay, but these 3 commits I have not yet pushed. Then that means I can do git reset hard for these 3 commits. Okay, I should not go beyond this. Okay, so wherever you have pushed till there, you can go. Beyond that, you should not go. That is the idea behind git reset hard. Okay, so
Uh,
then yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
there is one more query.
Yes,
Is there any way to restore hard reset?
actually there is a way to restore hard reset also, that is using ref logs. Okay, so that is a bit advanced topic. So yeah, so there is a way you can use ref log concept.
Okay. One student also asked, what is the use of soft reset as no changes will be done in code?
Sorry ma'am, once again.
What is the use of soft reset as no changes will be done in the code?
No, soft reset is very important. Reason is, so it is like you are going back commit, but your code is not getting deleted. Okay, so so what happens is, so whenever you write a code and let's say uh, you wrote the code and you realize that something has gone wrong, but it is not terribly wrong. Okay, so it is not completely wrong. There is some part that can be changed, and then recommit can be done. Okay, so if that is the case, then in that case git soft reset is better rather than hard reset. Okay, but if you know that your code is completely rubbish, that you have done something completely terrible, then you should do git reset hard, so that code itself is deleted. Okay, so basically this is the only 2 things you should remember. If you want to reset, but you want the code also to if you want to modify that code and recommit, then you do soft reset. If you completely want to delete that code, then you do hard reset. Okay, Okay, so now what if, so I will now move ahead. So what if you have already pushed your code to the server, that is to GitHub, and then you realize कि now I want to undo. Okay, so there you cannot do git reset hard. Okay, so if you do git reset hard, then at the time of pushing, it will create a lot of problems. Okay, so it is not a good idea to use git reset hard once you have pushed your data to the server. Okay, that is to GitHub, right? So then what is the other option? So the other option is git revert. Okay, so other option is git revert. Now git revert concept is very good. In fact, if you understand, it is wonderful. Okay, so let me take an example. So let me take 4 commits again. Okay, so C1, C2, C3, C4. Okay, 4 commits. Okay, and all these commits are sent to the server. Then you realize, okay, I want to undo. Okay, I want to undo. So now here I cannot use git reset hard. Okay, so I have to go for git revert. Now what git revert does? First, let us see what git reset does. Okay, so git reset, what it does is it deletes the particular commit. So it will delete this commit, and it will make the head over here. Okay, head will come at this particular place. Okay, but this is not possible because we have already uploaded our code to GitHub. So this option is not there. Then what else can we do? So this is where revert comes into picture. So what revert does, the revert can be done to any commit. Okay, so it is not necessary that you have to go for 5th commit, 4th commit, 3rd commit, or recent commits. You can go to any place and get the commit. Okay, so how revert works is, let's say all these commits you want to delete. Okay, you don't want to delete, but you don't want that. You want the code that was there in this first commit. Okay, so what you do is you do git revert and the ID of this. Okay, so what git revert does, it copies all this code from here and it creates a new commit. Okay, C5. This is the beauty of this. So now here what happened is, when you do git revert, it actually saves the entire process as it is. Okay, so when you do git revert, it is only taking everything from here and creating a new commit over here. Okay, so all the code from here will be taken and any changes done, that will be deleted. Okay, so all the changes that are there in this repository, that will be gone, and only the state that was the code was there in which state at C1, that state will be copied and a new repository is created. Okay, now the advantage of this is, it is like you're not changing the history, you're creating the future. Okay, so this is the important part. Okay, so when you do git reset hard, you're changing the history, you're going back. Okay, here you're not going back, you're going forward. Okay, so you're just copying the entire code, creating a new repository. So this is the way to do when you actually send the data to your server. Okay, so once you send your data to GitHub, then the best way to undo the changes is using git revert. Okay, so the command is very similar. All you have to do is do git revert and the ID wherever you want to go. Okay, just paste that ID, that will check out the files, then do git add and git commit. That's it. Okay, so let me try it out. So I will do this git revert. Okay, so as soon as I do that, you can see there is an error thing happening over here, which is telling me that there is some problem with the file. You have to solve it. Now first I will solve this problem. That means the problem is basically when you take a file from a previous state and if you bring it to a new state, Git doesn't know which files or which contents you want to keep and which contents you want to delete. Okay, so Git is not that smart to realize or do things automatically. So it has marked the places which Git is confused. Okay, so it is marked in this way. So it is saying this place, so this code and this code, which one do you want to keep? Okay, so I will say I will remove this and I will remove this and I will say this is what I want to keep. Okay, so once this is done, I will save and then I will do git add and git commit -m revert complete. Okay, so you can see now my revert is complete. Now let's do git log and see. And now you can see I have now 4 commits. Previously I had only 3 commits. So now what has happened is all the code from here, that is title added, whatever code was there, that is now copied over here. And when it was copying, it asked you if there was any confusion, it asked you what you want to be kept and what you want to be removed. Okay, so that confusion also it has cleared. Okay, so that is how you do revert. So when you do git reset, it is very simple, just one command and your reset will be done. But git revert is not that simple. Git revert, it will copy the code, it will ask for any clarifications. You know, whenever it merges code, it will ask you, this is a problem, resolve it, this is a problem, resolve it. After resolving everything, you have to commit. Okay, so that is how git revert works. Okay, but one thing to note, git reverse is safer as compared to git reset, but git reset is easier. Okay, so git reset is directly one command and you're done, but git revert is not a single command. First you have to do git revert, then you have to check are there any confusions for git, resolve that, then you have to do git add, then you have to do git commit, then only your entire process is done. Okay, so that is why people okay tend to not use git revert as much. Okay, so but then what I normally use is git reset only. Okay, I don't use git revert, I rarely use git revert, because what I do is I try to see to it that my whatever code I write, I test it multiple times so that the things are clear. Only then I push it to the server. Okay, so till the time you don't push it to the server, you are free to use git reset. There is no problem. Okay, so any queries?
Yes, sir. There is one query.
Yes.
What will happen if we push the code after hard reset?
What will happen if I push the code after
Hard reset.
nothing will happen. After hard reset, you can push the code. There is nothing going to happen. Okay, if you push the code and then do hard reset, then that is where the problem happens. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
can you explain the deletion part of this log?
Which one?
So the recent log, like what all saved items are deleted and
Sorry, I didn't understand.
So recent logs.
Where is recent logs?
So he's asking that how to check which items got deleted.
Diff, git diff. You have to use git diff.
no, sir. Can you explain this revert part again?
Okay, revert part.
Hmm.
Okay, so basically you understood what is git reset, right?
Yes, sir.
Git reset is going back in time. Okay, so you are going back commits. Okay, so when you go back commits, your future commits or whatever commits you're going back, those commits are deleted. Okay, so when you delete the commit, so one thing, very important thing to note is, why is that important? Okay, so I think I did not explain you that. So if I have 4 commits, okay, and I send my I do git reset hard, okay, C1, C2, C3, C4, and all this is sent to the server. Okay, everything is pushed. After that, if you do git reset hard, okay, so you are deleting this you're deleting this and you have done git reset hard at this place. Okay, so now your code is at this particular location. Okay, now why is this a problem? Okay, what is the problem here? Right, the problem is if you're working alone, then probably there is no problem. But when you're working in groups, your friends will have these commits with them, right? Because you have pushed to the server, they must have cloned it and they must have got these commits, right? And you are working on this commit. So now if you, when you do changes, you are doing changes over here and they are doing changes on C4, right? And when you try to push it, GitHub gets confused कि बाकी लोग उस पे काम कर रहे हो और आप इस पे काम कर रहे हो, right? So everybody must be working on a same tree. Okay, they cannot, if they are going somewhere else, then at some point you have to merge. Okay, so this is not happening over here. That is the problem with git reset hard. Okay, so you are unsyncing the different developers. Okay, so that's why this is not a good idea. So then what is a good idea? To use git revert. Okay, so how git revert works is, so when I do git revert, I don't go back. Okay, I don't go back. What I do is I copy the code from C2. Okay, so let's say I want, I decide that C3, C4 is useless. Okay, but I don't want to delete it. Okay, what I do is C2 code is good. So I copy all this code to a new git repository. Sorry, new commit. Okay, so this I will call it as, let's say, C5. Okay, and then I will commit it. Okay, so if you look at the tree, or if you look at this particular git commit structure, it is actually going in a straight line. Okay, so it is not deleting anything. In fact, after you do revert, you can actually go back to here also. Okay,
Okay.
So that is how git revert is working. Okay,
There is one more question.
yes.
What will happen if we do push and then do hard reset?
That is what I just explained, ma'am. If you, that is the answer to that. Any other question, ma'am?
No question from my
Okay.
side.
Okay, so there is one question in my chat box. How can we reset to a specific branch apart from head? You can just use the ID of that particular. So hex ID, you can use the hex ID to go to a particular. Okay, but whenever you do git reset, see to it that you go maximum to 5 steps. Okay, 5 steps back. Okay, because see, usually what happens is, whenever we usually do git push, at least I do git push every end of the day. Okay, so that whatever data is stored today, it is saved in git, so that even if my PC crashes, it is gone, right? So that's why there is no point in doing git reset hard 10 or 20 steps back. Okay, so it doesn't make any sense. So if you want to go back 10-20 steps back, it is better you go for git revert rather than git reset. Okay, or else another option is do git reset multiple times. Okay, you can do git reset multiple times also. Okay, now let's move on. So this is few ways in which you can undo your work, but once it is on the server, then removing from there is that is not something I'm discussing today, because for that there is another command, git remote delete. So that is out of the scope. I'm assuming that we can, because that is not actually required. You can always do git revert and undo it. Okay, so it is not actually required. I have frankly never personally used git remote delete. Okay, so that has never occurred to me, so I don't think it is required. So let's move on to the next part, that is the very important part, and which will form the basis of project management. That is the next topic that we'll be covering, and mainly GitHub also, GitHub flow also. that is branching and merging. Okay, this is a very important. So once you start development, if you work in a group, then branching and merging is the way to go. Okay, now how does this entire flow work, or how to actually develop softwares using this GitHub flow structure? That is what we're going to discuss in the next 3 days. Okay, but today we will only see what is branching and what is merging. Okay, so now let me
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Before proceeding, there is one query.
yes, ma'am.
How to get our original code after reverting?
Just do git checkout, ma'am. Git checkout, or uh, you can do git reset again, or you can do uh, yes, git checkout is the best way to get the code. Okay, so always remember, if you want to get a code from any commit, you can do git checkout and the file name. Okay, sorry, the commit ID and the file name. Okay, so I have already shown you the git checkout. Yeah, this one. Okay, so you can see this option, git checkout, the commit ID. So whichever commit data you want, that commit ID, and the file name. Okay, so which file do you want to recover? बस इतना डालना है और आपका फाइल रिकवर हो जाएगा. ठीक है.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So now let's move on to branching. Okay, so now why do we use branching? Okay, so what is the branching feature in Git? So now what happens is there are people, so there will be multiple people working on the project, right? So let's say there are 4 people working on the project, and you don't want everyone to work on the master branch. Okay, so there are branches. So let me just okay, so if you run this command git branch, it will show you on which branch you are currently working on. Okay, so it shows me that I am on the master branch. That is the only branch currently available. Okay, now now why do you need branches? So master is there, so why do you need another branch? So what happens is, if everybody is working on the same branch, then when you do push, it changes the server, so it changes the code for everyone, right? It is changing the code on the server for everyone. That you don't want. Okay, so what you do is you create your own branch, you work on that, and after that you merge it with the master once it is approved. Okay, so it's like if I am given a task to do to create a page, what I will first do is create a branch. Okay, what branch does is it creates a copy of the repository. Okay, so it creates if I create a branch at this particular stage, it will create one more branch, and it will be an exact copy. Okay, so it will be an exact copy, and now I can work on the page. After working and after finishing everything, then I will show the code to my team lead or supervisor or whoever. He will verify, test it, the testing people will test it. Once everything is done, then it will be merged to the master. Okay, directly we never change the code on the master. Okay, if you are working in a group. Okay, but if you are a solo developer, then it does not make much sense, because you are only checking your code, right? So there is no one to check stuff. Okay, so I usually, because I am working alone, so I usually work directly on the master branch. Okay, unless when I am actually working on a very big project. Okay, other than that, whenever you go to industry and work on bigger projects, everybody has to work on a branch, and then someone will merge it to the master. Okay, so let's see how to create a branch. Okay, so the first thing is you can use git branch command to see how many branches are there. Then you can run git branch again, and you can create a branch. Okay, so you can say git branch and then the name of the branch. Let's say new feature. Okay, So I've just created a branch called new feature, press enter, and now it did not give me any error. That means a branch is created. Okay. So now how to check whether a branch is created or not? Just run git branch. Okay. So now you will see there are two branches, master and new feature. Okay. And this star indicates on which branch you are currently. Okay. So now if you create a branch and then you start working on the code, you are actually changing the master. You're not changing the code in the branch. Okay. So now how to shift branches? Okay. So how to shift branches? It is very simple. You just do git checkout. Okay. So this is the fourth use of git checkout. Okay. So git checkout के मैंने 3 uses पहले बताया. So now this is the fourth use. To shift branches, you can use git checkout. Okay. So git checkout and the name of the branch, new feature. Okay. So you can see it says switched to new branch, new feature. Now let me do git branch and see. So now you can see git branch star is on new feature, right? This is one thing. Second thing, this is a feature only. This is feature of Visual Studio Code that at the bottom you can see on which branch you're currently working. Okay, so right now it shows me new feature. If I change to master, okay, so you can see my branch has changed to master. Okay, so that is how I can work. Okay, so now let's move on to the new feature master branch. Okay, so in this branch, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new page. Let's call this about page. Okay, about page. Okay, so I've just written a text, hello everyone. Okay, that's it. Now I'm going to do git. The rest of the things are same. You have to do git add, git commit, about page created. Okay, so that's it. I can do git log. And you can see I have now created a new branch, and right now I am at this particular page. Okay, so I can do more changes. Okay, so I can say how is everyone? Okay, so I just added few more lines. So when I'm adding these lines, some of you may think what is sir doing, right? So this is, I am just writing some dummy lines. This is actually going to be a code. Okay, so actually this must be some HTML page or some Java page, Java code or C code or Python code, something. Okay, so I'm just showing a demo. That's why I'm just writing these sentences. Okay, so now once this is done, if I do git status, so all the commands work in the branch also the same way. Okay, everything works as it is. Okay, so you can see this is tracked, so I can do git add. To commit again, I will do git commit -m, new message added. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so now if I do git log one line, you can see now more things are now added. Okay, so now let's this is done, everything is done. Now I am happy with my code for review. So somebody is checking my code, everything is happening properly. Now let's go to the master branch now. Okay, so git checkout master. Okay, so let's go back to master page, and as soon as I do that, see what happens to the about.html page. Okay, did you see what happened? The about page is gone now. Okay, so this says deleted. Okay, that means what? So whenever you do you shift branches, it will go back to the state in which you have left. Okay, so in master branch you did not create the about page. So that is the beauty of branching. So whenever you work on bigger projects, what you do is, if multiple people are working, you create branches for each people and they work on their projects. And then later on, when the code is ready, tested, then you merge the code. Okay. So right now you will see there is nothing. Okay. There is no about page. So now we can actually merge it. Okay. So let's see how to merge the data that was there in that particular branch. Okay. So for that, what I can do is I can do okay. So that for that I can do git merge. Okay. And you have to, so you are going to give only one name. Okay. So which branch do you want to merge into? Okay. So you have to be on the branch on which you want to copy. Okay. So I am on the master branch, and on the master branch you want to merge new feature branch. Okay. So जो feature को merge कर, sorry, जो branch को merge करना है उसके opposite branch पे रहना है. Okay. That means I want to merge new feature to master. So I have to be on the master branch. Okay. So I am on the master branch. I do git merge and I will do the name of the branch which I want to merge. The name of the branch is new feature. Okay. And if I press enter, done. My contents are merged. Can you see about.html page aa gaya, right? And all the data is there. So this is how you work on bigger projects. Okay. So you create a branch, write your code, test it. If everything is working, tell the supervisor, they will check and they will merge it to the master branch. Okay. So this is what is happening throughout the life cycle of your project development. Okay. So you create a branch, write your code, then merge it. Create your branch, write your code, merge it. Okay. So now how to view this visually? Okay. So let me show you git. What am I doing? Okay. So just git log. Okay. If I do git log one line, right now you will see that master and new feature, both the branches are at one place. Both of them are together. Okay. But if you want to see a more visual way of how the things happened, you can add this. Okay. So when I explained the graph tag, I explained you that I will show it to you when branches will be taught, right? So now you can see where is that decorate? Yeah. Let me just try to show you git checkout. I want to show you the branch part. Just a minute. Git checkout new. Okay, so I think I have already merged. I should have showed you before. What am I doing wrong? Log. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
so if you have
Huh?
people working on the same HTML file,
Yes.
but on different branches, so when we merge it with the master branch,
Yeah, that is what I'm going to show you next. I just wanted to show this the branching, but anyway, but that is not important. What I wanted to show is, I think I'm missing some flag. Okay. So the way the branching looks like is it shows you a branch part of a Y kind of a thing. I will show it to you that in the graphical way. That is not that important. But now I will show you your question. That is a very valid question. Okay. So now let's do one thing. let's edit the index.html file. Okay, so let's edit this index.html. And so you can see in this is on which branch I am currently. Can anybody tell me?
Master branch.
New feature.
Right? It is
New
always
feature.
shown on the bottom corner. Okay, so I am right now on the new feature branch. Here I'm going to say hello everyone. Okay, I've changed this code. I will commit it. Git add git commit -m and okay, so I've changed this thing. Done. Okay, now let's go to our master branch. Okay, so let's go to master branch. So now I am on the master branch. Master branch में अभी भी सब वैसा ही है. Okay, so here in the master branch or maybe in any other branch, okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, so in any branch, somebody changed the same line of code or same file or anything. Okay, so here instead of hello everyone, hello someone. Okay, I just wrote this. Okay, and I did a commit git add, because I don't know what the new feature guy has done, right? So he has written hello everyone, and I am writing hello someone. Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, git commit -m. Okay, so this is done. So committing done. So now what happens is, so I am not aware what the new feature guy has done. So what I'm doing is I am trying to merge it. Okay, so now I will merge it. Git merge. I am on the master branch. I want to merge data from the new feature branch. So git merge new feature. Okay, so just see what happens when I do git merge. Okay, this is what happens. Okay, so git is smart enough to find out that there is conflict. So somebody changed the same line. Okay, and it is telling you what, so it is not that smart to decide which one to use. Okay, obviously itna smart nahi hai. So it will mark all the places where there is a problem. Okay, so ye kya bol raha hai dekho. So there is a conflict. Okay, so auto merging did not work. There is a conflict. Merge failed. Okay, so now what you have to do is you have to edit this page. Okay, so what git has done is it has marked with some special markings that this is the problem that I am facing. There are two options. Which one do you want to keep? Okay, so the first one, head means you are in the master, right? So master mein ye likha hua hai. And on the feature branch, you can see new feature. In this branch, this is written. What do you want to keep? Okay, do you want to keep this or do you want to keep this? That is what git is asking. Okay, so let's say I don't want to keep hello someone. That looks wrong, right? So I will remove all this markings. Okay, and I will keep only hello everyone. Okay, once this is done, so this happens with all the files. This is just an example. So if any file you are merging and if there is a conflict and git cannot resolve it, it will give you this error. Okay, so then what you have to do is just remove all the errors. That means remove all the things that you think is not required, and then you do normal commit. Okay, so you just do git add git commit. Okay, so branch successfully. Okay, that's it, done. So this is how you can merge if, okay, so now it's coming, very good. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show, how that branching. So the thing that was not happening is because I wanted one more commit, then it came. Okay, so here it is clearly visible what exactly is how the branching thing is happening. Okay, so till here you will see everything was proper. Then I branched it. Okay, so when I branched it, it is showing it like this. Okay, so this is added. So these two commits are added. Then I merged it. Okay, so when I merge it, something like this is shown. Okay, so that is how. So this is what I wanted to show before the merging part. Okay, this is just a UI to show you how merging is happening. Yeah, Abdul Rahman.
So if there are two different developers working on the same master branch and on the same file, I have written something like in paragraph tag, I have written Resume College, and my another developer has written Resume College of Engineering, and he pushes it to the Git, to the master branch. Next day, when I sit on my laptop, I pull it from the master branch. It still shows me the option, right, for choosing between Resume College or Resume College of Engineering, the conflict one.
Okay, so what you're saying is you have pushed it to the server. So your friend has pushed it to the server, and then when you pull it, okay, so when you pull it again, the same thing will happen. Okay, so
it shows me the
yeah, it will show you. Okay, so it cannot automatically merge it. So it will show you that there is a conflict. You will have to resolve the conflict, and then only it will work again. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so
Hello, sir.
yes.
So will the new feature branch be deleted or it will still be there?
No. If you delete it, it will go. So that is the next thing that I would like to show is how to delete a branch. Okay, so now your branch is ready. You have merged it. So now you don't want that new feature branch. Okay, so you can actually delete it. So you can just say git branch. Okay, and just use this flag -d for delete. Okay, and the name of the branch, new feature. Okay, if you press enter, you see now the branch is deleted. Okay, so if I run git branch, now only master branch is there. Okay, so this is how you normally work. Otherwise, what will happen, for every feature you will keep on creating a new branch, and when you run the git branch, it will show so many branches. That is wrong, right? So once a particular feature is done, you delete that branch. Okay, because don't keep the branch as it is. Okay, so you create a branch for a feature, okay, or a bug. Okay, so you don't keep a branch as it is. You create a branch, you work on it, merge it, delete it. Okay, so that's how the branching works. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, does consist occur when there's a changes in and two people change the same line or the same file?
Same anything. Okay, so if it is the same, see, it will try to resolve the problems automatically. Okay, so if you are changing the same file but at different lines, then probably it will try to resolve it automatically. Okay, it will try, it is not sure whether it will be it can do it or not, but chances are it will not be able to do it. So usually when people are working on the same file, there will be a conflict. Okay, so 99% chances are there will be conflict, and you have to resolve it. Okay, and conflict is good, it is not a bad thing, because if there were not conflicts and somehow somebody else's code will get replaced, that is a very bad thing, right? So it's better that git shows you what is the conflict and you resolve it. Okay.
Understood. Thank you.
Okay. So now the next part, we are going to start with GitHub tomorrow. So that is it for today. Next part is remote repository, that is for GitHub. So that is our third day contents. So any doubts still here, you can ask. Ma'am, any doubts is there?
Commit
sir,
करना
in
मतलब
fact,
local repository में डालना. सर commit करना
Yes,
मतलब?
yes. Commit me always means local repository.
Yes, sir. There is one question.
Yes.
Sir, how to get the tree like UI for git log?
Yeah. So for that, I have shown you this command git log. Oh, sorry, everyone. So this is the command. Okay. So git log, one line is for showing only the commit messages. Graph is the command which shows you that. Okay. I just added decorate because it was not coming. Decorate is also not required. You just need to add graph and it will show you. Okay, so there are some questions over here. How can I reset to a space? That is done. Sir, if I change the file location in my local computer, why does it shows it is modified when I run git status and how to fix it? It should not show that message. Okay. So actually, if you change the file location, I don't think it should show. If it shows, you just do git add and git commit again. That should solve the problem. Sir, I think you have merged. That's why it's not showing maybe. Okay. So git log graph. So the lines written aren't prioritized before the branched code. Okay. So no, it is not prioritized. The branch on which you are, that is having higher preference precedence, and the branch from where you are merging, that has lower precedence. So that will come at the bottom. Okay. Sir, what is git rebase? Okay, git rebase is a slightly advanced concept. So what I will do is I have a different separate course. I will post that today on the classroom, which has around 12 lectures on advanced git. Okay, so there you can see what is git rebase. Okay. Sir, what is git abort? Okay, so git abort, I personally have not used it, but uh, the beauty about git commands is mainly the git status command is when you run git status, it shows you what is the next step that you have to do. Okay, so there I have many times used git abort. Okay, so what happens is, let's say when I do git revert. Okay, so when I do git revert, and if it doesn't work, or if it doesn't if it did not complete properly, then I can actually do git abort to stop that git revert. Okay, so git abort is basically whenever you run a particular command and if it did not complete successfully, you can abort. Okay, so you can undo it. Okay, so that is it from my side. Any other questions, ma'am?
No, sir. No questions in my chat box.
Okay.
सर
Yes.
सर अभी हमने नवा ब्रांच क्रिएट किए, फिर उसको जब मास्टर से मर्ज करेंगे तो फिर समझो फ्यूचर में अगर उसको अंडू करना रहेगा तो कर सकते हैं.
Yes, yes. Git में anything you can undo. Okay, so okay, so in Git anything can be undone. Okay, in fact, even if you do hard reset, that can be undone. Only thing is, it is a slightly, you have to use ref logs and undo it. It's a bit different thing. Yes. So is there a GUI that you're going to download? There is no need of GUI. There is already a GUI. I will show it to you. It is installed along with Git. Okay, so when you install Git, it is there already. So if you open this, if you right click, you can see git bash, sorry, git GUI here. Okay, so this option you can open, and this is the GUI. So whatever command we have studied, all these commands are already there over here. You don't have to remember it. But the problem is, this is a very bad approach to take. Okay, reason is that GUI will not be available when you work with servers. Okay, and 99% chances are that your company or your server is command line based. Okay, Linux based. Okay, so there you will not have an option of GUI. So there, if you get habit to use GUI, then when you go to industry and when you see command line, then you will be amazed how to do it. Okay, at that time learning will be slightly difficult, right? So it's better that you don't use GUI, you only use it just to keep your life a little simpler, but try to use the commands only. Okay, so that is just a suggestion from my side. Okay, I think that's it for today.